Hey now, this is Daniel coming to you with day 2 of March Madness of board gaming, and my goodness was it madness today. We had a major upset, we had a little accusations of gaslighting, we had games that should have won but didn't, we had a Facebook outage that may have been a cyber attack, we don't know, could have been the communists trying to stop this March Madness of happening right here. I mean, it's just a theory I've been running through. I haven't investigated it yet, but I'm allowed to say whatever I want on the internet, right? All right, well, let's take a look at today's results. We're going to go look at the matches today. All right, so here we go. This was the contentious one. This is the one that almost burned FBC gamers to the ground. It was Everdell versus Great Western Trail. We saw a really good curve here because Everdell came out strong. It looked like Great Western Trail wasn't even going to stand a chance, but then the Great Western Trail came in at the second half of the day after Facebook popped back up, and it was toe-to-toe with Everdell, but it did not quite catch up to Everdell, unfortunately. Now, this is where it's crazy. The vote ends at 6 o'clock. You can see it clearly on the screen there, but not everybody could see it clearly on the screen. Some people accused me of changing the time all willy-nilly, but I did not. It's been 6 o'clock. Last year it was 8 o'clock. This year is 6 o'clock. So after the polls had closed, we had a wave of Great Western Trail supporters that came in and would have actually tipped the balance in its favor. But the problem is the polls were closed, and unfortunately this was a hard pill to swallow. Both of these were favors by many. Everdell was predicted by several to win, but Great Western Trail, actually John, my friend and co-host, actually had this one going all the way. So his bracket is busted already. So sorry, John. And Evans, I know this was a personal attack to you. You felt like Great Western Trail should have been in the competition longer, but this is where the story ends. So can we sing it together? Happy trails to you. All right. Well, Everdell definitely deserves it. This is one of the, I think one other game has been in all 5 years, so Everdell definitely was a favorite to win this first round, and it pulled it out. We'll see how far Everdell can go, see if it can keep up this momentum. All right, this next one shouldn't have been too big of a shocker, but it was to a few people. This is Nidavellir versus Colony. That's right, Nidavellir versus Colony. I was shocked to see Colony on this list. It's his first year that has arrived, and it arrived with a lot of fanfare. You know, it got 7 votes, which usually in these round ones curb stompings, you don't see that many votes. So you know what, Colony? Good job. Glad you made it. Not too many people lost any points on this one. Nidavellir was a clear favorite to win from the get-go. All right, let's take a look at Zach's division. Zach's division here had Stockpile versus Mind Management. Once again, Mind Management came in strong. It really gave a Stockpile a run for its money for what it was, of course. But Stockpile, this is the 4th year in the competition. It is destined to win one year eventually. I think last year it was my number 1 pick. I thought it was going to finally, it had a path to victory that seemed like it could clear it out. But no, but it could be this year. Unfortunately, the new game, Mind Management, just couldn't hold up to Stockpile. But we'll see how far Stockpile could go. I think it has a really good chance of going all the way, though it does have to fight, I think, Dune Imperium, and that's going to be a tough battle for it, of course. All right, and then the last round we have Dice Thrones versus King of Tokyo. This was the major upset. This is the reason that so many people did not get a perfect score. No one, very few people actually thought Dice Throne was going to take this competition from King of Tokyo. It was the original dice chucking Yahtzee-like game. It brought so many people into the hobby. It's so approachable by all ages and age groups. It's just a fun, raucous time. But unfortunately, for most of FBC gamers, Dice Thrones is apparently where it's at. Maybe it's the Marvel IP, maybe it's the X-Men that is coming out. Not sure exactly what made this one go over, but people were overwhelmingly for Dice Thrones, so that was pretty exciting to see. All right, well, let's take a quick peek at the matchups for tomorrow. It looks like we have a few here, so let's go up to the top. All right, we have Point salad versus patchwork. Oh man, that's a coin toss for me. I have no idea where this one's going to go. I don't think either of these are going to go very far after this first round, but could be either one. Let's look at Andrew's division. We have Sid Meier Civilization versus Coliseum. Another coin toss. Really not sure which one's going to win here. What is your prediction? Let's look at Zach's division. Bonanza versus Libertalia. This is a really old, like not a really old game, but a pretty old game versus another pretty old game. Libertalia is my pick for sure, but Bonanza, people really love it. I'm so glad that Bonanza is in this competition because it really is going to be it's going to be very exciting to see where it ends up in the heap for sure. And then last but not least, we have Anne's division, which is Micro Macro Crime City versus Sagrada. Sagrada was one of these that have been in this competition for several years, I think maybe even 4 years. But it never gets very far. I don't even know how many times it has passed the first round. So here's to Micro Macro Crime City, or to Sagrada, that taking out Micro Macro Crime City. But I know that's my family's favorite. My son over here is dancing to it right now because he wants you to vote for that one. All right, let's take a look at the leaderboard here. We have Andrew, Kenny, and Tara are all leading the herd right now, which everybody else is solidly in the middle. If you look at that, me, Daniel Connors, I am number 2. I guess you can't really see that, but the top 2 are number 1. And unfortunately, down at the bottom, we have John Theismann and Caleb. They took some hard hits, as we said earlier in this, that John's number 1 pick went down in round 1. It's pretty tough loss. All right, guys. Well, that is March Madness of Board Gaming Day 2. Full of excitement, full of energy. We had a Facebook crash. We had a accusation of gaslighting, and all on Super Tuesday too. I mean, this was very fitting. So until next time, guys, we'll see you around the board.